Hi, hi, excuse me. Still getting over this cold. Uh, this is my review of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 17. Melinda, or AKA Calvary. Melinda May, my favorite character on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyway, this story begins with her backstory, actually. And this episode kind of bounces around the place. It goes back 7 years, excuse me, and it's in the present, and it goes back and forth. The episode begins with Melinda at home, happy with her husband, Blair Underwood, the psychiatrist who was on a few episodes in the past, and you see they're trying for a baby. It's mentioned, and of course, then they flash forward, and then Coulson comes by. He's early, of course, and they say they have an assignment. They have to meet down in Bahrain to meet with a Russian. I forgot her. I think her name begins with an R. She's supposed to be a superpower person. They want to meet her first before the Russians get her, and see if they can have her come in and they can assess her abilities. Okay, and like I said, they flash from the past and they flash to the present, where Sky's mother is training her. Okay, and she's teaching her how to be in tune with her power, and she even gets her to cause like a mini avalanche on the mountain. And of course, Sky is happy that she can control her powers. And then he also flashes in the present where the current regime, actually, Agent Gonzalez is not in this episode at all. They actually show the British teacher who taught Fitz and Simmons at the academy, at the S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy. She's there with Bobby, and they're basically laying out, how Coulson has all these hidden assets and all these secret meetings. He was supposed to be one place when he was another place, and it seems like he's gathering a bunch of superpower people. Even they found out this one location where he has, excuse me, over like 100 beds, and they also found out that they found from the video from last week, I guess, on the ship on the Quinjet that they stole, where a Deathlock is involved, and of course May doesn't know any of this, and she even consults with Simmons. And there was a bunch of stuff that Simmons doesn't know that Coulson was doing, of course, but Simmons still kind of has faith in Coulson. And they also reveal to you that they have somebody following Fitz, even though they let him go last week. And of course, they flash back to the past and they show basically how Agent May got her name Calvary. Basically, Coulson makes contact with the agent and tells her, she wants to have a meeting with her, wants her to come in. But of course, the meeting goes sideways, and basically they pick up a little girl passing by. These guys walking down the street pick up a little girl, and they actually run back into the building, and they have to send agents to the building after the superpower lady to try to get her out and rescue the hostage. Of course, so they send the agents in, and Coulson and May are tracking them, and then all of a sudden, the agents are just gone. Okay, and then of course, Coulson finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D. wants him to stand down to wait until the local government gets there, but Coulson is supposed to do that and May doesn't want to do that because there's a little young girl in there hostage. So she goes in, and Coulson basically stalls for time by saying there's a biohazard in the building, and we're standing by and waiting. So Agent May goes in, and of course we go flash back to the present, and then you see Sky bonding with her mother, of course, and finally her mother admits that she is her mother. And of course, Sky she even her mother even tells her you had to suspect it, and she said she didn't want to hope. Okay, and of course her mother goes into the explanation of how her father Cal, Crazy Cal, and her spent years looking for her, see if they could find her, and then finally she had to she kind of gave up hope because she had to move on. And then she found the place where she is now, where they train these people to prepare for their next stage of their gifts. And they have to keep it a secret that Sky's her daughter, because, and again, they tie this in to what happened 7 years ago, where we see the Agent May goes into the building and she finds and she disables a bunch of bad guys, and then she finds the missing agents that vanished off the scanner they were looking at them on. and only to find out they're being controlled. And they say that I want to feel your pain. I want to, or I think I should have to feel your pain and feel your anger. And that's when she sees the Russian, after she barricades them into her room and makes her way down, she finds the Russian lady there, and who basically they get into a fight, and she kind of knocks Melinda around because she's a super and she has that extra strength. And then you find out that after Agent May actually kills her, that it's not, the little girl that has the power. I mean, the adult female that has the power. It's her daughter, who's that young girl that was taken hostage, that he thought was taken hostage, but it's really actually her daughter, and it was all part of their plan. And then that's when they flash forward to the present, where they actually show Sky's mother explaining to her why they can't reveal that she's her daughter, because in the past, this lady, the same lady, left this, their peaceful retreat and went into the world with her daughter. And, bad things happen, which they actually show with Agent May having to basically kill the little girl to stop her from, because she's basically, her power, I think, was to feel people's anger and channel that and basically wipe out all their anger, and which actually kill them. And you see the little girl actually doing that until Agent May picks up a gun. And of course, they don't show her actually shooting her, but that's what she did, because they flashed to Coulson and you hear the gunshot. And of course, all the agents were about to next be sucked dry when Agent May shot them. So that's how they kind of build up her reputation as the cavalry, because they think, oh, she saved all these agents by herself. And they saw the bad guys that were killed in there, so they exaggerated. Of course, they have an exaggerated sense of what Agent May actually did. And of course, she's devastated by the fact that she had to kill this little girl. And you see when she goes back to her husband, she's withdrawn from him. He tries to touch her, comfort her, and all she can see is that little girl's hand reaching out for her to try to kill her. And so she kind of retreats back into herself. And then you see her where they found her in the very first episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the desk doing paperwork. After she got her transfer. Okay, and then of course the best part to me in this episode was Crazy Cal got to have dinner with Sky and her mother. She said, this will be this one thing that I promised him, and then you'll never have to see him again. And of course, she has dinner, and then you see them having dinner and talking, and he talks about her, the day she was born. And then you see the guy that was training Sky last week, he's observing it, and then he, of course, figured out, yeah, that's her mother and the father. He didn't know that either, of course. And then they come back from a commercial, and then you see two guys outside in a restaurant, and they're saying, how long he's been there? 20 minutes? And he said, yeah, 20 minutes. And he said, well, this guy's, sure there's no windows in there? He said, yeah, there's no windows. And he bangs on the door. He said, come on, dude, hurry up. And then you see it actually fits inside, opening up, not Coulson, Fury's toolbox. And he actually gets to open it up. And he actually moves a few things around. And he actually finds out where Hunter and Coulson are staying, and Coulson, tells me, yeah, Fitz, you open up, Fury's toolbox. He said, yeah, sure, and I can find you. He said, good, and they're basically going to join up next week. So that's how that ended. This episode was good for the most part. Okay, not as good as last week's, but I think this one was good. So I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10, mostly for Agent May being kick-ass, and although tying that into Sky's thing was kind of that didn't grab me, but it was an okay episode. Anyway, let me know what you think. Sorry for my voice. Feel free to leave comments down below. This is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.